0.7 commanders. I've got a quick update here on detection mechanics because in the notes against the public test round 2 for 0.7.8 there's some notes about detection mechanics and some improvements that Wargaming want to make. So you can see here it says one of the key objectives for World of Warships development team is improving detection mechanics. What we're aiming at doing is removing the delay between the appearance of ship icons on the minimap and their models in the 3D world, thus making the game more comfortable. Unless you've been driving around with your eyes shut while you're playing the game, you will have noticed that there is a delay between when something is spotted on the minimap and the announcer tells you that a ship has been detected, and when it actually appears in front of you in the 3D game. At best, this is annoying. At worst, it actually gives you a significant disadvantage if you're already spotted and something pops out in front of you that wasn't spotted. It means that they have a 2-second head start, roughly, on starting to shoot you, torp you, whatever it is that they want to do. So going back to the notes here, it says we invite you to participate in the second round of public test and to try out this version of the improvement. Please note that it's just the first public test of this feature and the tech involved is quite complex, so the improvement is not going to make it into 0.7.8, but they'd like to do some testing in this public test round. They can already see some artifacts when the ships are displayed at a distance, and they need to find out how much it affects gameplay, so they want some feedback. And basically this video is me telling you about it, but also this will constitute my feedback as well. What you're seeing here is a random battle on the live server, so I'm running on 4K here. I've got mods running, so this is my normal private playing environment, so sorry if the sidebars and stuff look a bit strange. But that's not why we're here. What we're here to do is look at some examples of some ships popping up. So I'm going to run through a few examples of ships popping up in this map. So we'll be watching the mini-map. I'll be zooming in a bit on both the mini-map and the ship. So you try and keep your eye on both, and I'll try and point out the time delay. This first example is a destroyer slightly to the left in the foreground and a cruiser slightly to the right in the distance. So here comes the minimap destroyer and its model, and then the cruiser on the right, minimap, and then quite a while later, model. Let's look at those again zoomed in. So first of all, the destroyer, minimap, model, that's 2.13 seconds, and the cruiser, minimap, this one's going to be 3.7 seconds, model. So now you've got your eye in, let's look at a few more examples from this match on the live server. Don't forget this is the unfixed extant live server. A few destroyers are about to appear in the B cap near the central island, minimap, and then about 4 seconds later, model, and then the second one nearer to the island, minimap, and model about 3 seconds later, and then I get a nasty surprise. Let's just do one more example of one at close range. There's an Alsace about to pop in on my left here, and minimap, and then model about 2 seconds later. So it seems that closer things are, the smaller the delay. Moving over then to the public test server round 2, where the fix has been implemented. Let's watch some ships being spotted and drawn and see whether that delay has reduced. In a few seconds there'll be a Kiev popping up just to the right of where I'm aiming. You're going to find it hard to watch the minimap and the Kiev at the same time because they pop in at exactly the same time. I say exactly the same time, it's actually 0.2 seconds. Let's have a look zoomed in. It's almost imperceptible. And certainly if you spot the ship first on the minimap, by the time your eyes have reached the main game model, it's already there. Let's have a look now at an example that's a little bit closer up. So there's a destroyer about to appear right underneath my aiming reticule at a distance of between 5 and 6 kilometers. So there it is. Did you catch it? The delay is 14 frames at 30 frames per second, so just under half a second. Do you want a bit of an action break before we carry on looking at some more? So there you go, you can watch this Xian Yong die. He's kind of in the middle of a bit of a crossfire here. He's going to have to choose which way to turn. Tries that way first. That's not working out for him, so he tries the other way. Unfortunately, it's the end of the road. getting back to business, I'm about to have a few encounters with a Benson here. And we're going to watch them as though you would see it from a player's point of view, so no zooming in. And see if you can spot the delay. I mean, it's as I said before, it's pretty much imperceptible. There he goes, straight on the minimap, straight up in view, less than a second easily, a fraction of a second. Here's another one, same Benson, just the other side of that smoke cloud to the right. You'll see him pretty much at the same time on the minimap and in the model. And then one more time for this poor Benson popping up in the middle of the view here. On the live server that would have been between 2 and 4 seconds. On PTS it's way less than half a second. We're just going to look at one more example from PTS here, because so far I think these examples have been, you could argue that they're just aesthetics and it doesn't really make much of a difference to the gameplay. But there is one situation where this really does make a difference, and it's this kind of situation where there's the threat of something coming around a corner. So you can see the Kiev there. We're about to have a little encounter. He's about to come looking for me with his cruiser buddy, and as he pops around the corner, on the live server, it would take about 2 seconds for us to spot each other. Now, if you imagine that I was already spotted, he would have a 2-second advantage, or maybe more. Here he comes. We're both instantly able to see each other. That is very different to what happens on the live server. You would have to wait on the live server currently. So I'm really excited, because even if there are artifacts at a distance, and I haven't seen any, this on its own makes it worth it. So my feedback to wargaming would be, if those artifacts don't occur very often and they're just cosmetic, they don't affect the gameplay, then this needs to go on the live server as soon as possible, because it solves the problem. And the current delay on the live server is far worse than any graphics artifacts. Obviously I haven't seen them, but if they only hang around for a second, fraction of a second, then this is by far and away better. Well, Commanders, that's it from me for this update. Thanks for watching, and I will speak to you soon.